Europe's richest kingdom vanished without a single battle. The air along the southern coast of Spain in 600 BC was thick with the scent of salt and smoldering forge fires. Tartessos wasn't just wealthy, it was a symphony of industry. Ships from Egypt docked beside Greek triremes. Carthaginian traders unloaded cargo that would make kings weep, ingots of silver, tin, and gold. The harbor pulsed with the heartbeat of commerce. Yet archaeologists peeled back the layers of time, they found something impossible. Not the ruins of a city that had fallen, but the skeleton of one that had chosen to disappear. Every temple, every palace, every cemetery faced a river that had dried up centuries before the kingdom's end. The grandest temple's entrance aligned perfectly with a waterway that hadn't flowed in 500 years. It was as if the entire city had been built for those who would come long after the last Tartessian had walked away. Here's the thing, this wasn't an accident. Tartessos didn't just disappear. It erased itself. Imagine standing in that city today. The sun beats down on empty streets. The wind whispers through the ruins. But something is wrong. The streets twist and turn, then abruptly end. The grandest structures all point toward that dry riverbed. It's as if the city itself is trying to tell you a secret. The first clue surfaced in 1923. A farmer was plowing when his oxen stopped, their hooves sinking into something unyielding. The ground had turned to metal, a bronze plaque, buried 3 feet down. It was stamped with symbols that seemed to writhe under the sunlight. The plaque was the first piece of a puzzle. On it, a map of gold, silver, and tin. And at its center, a city that shouldn't exist. A capital so well hidden that even the Greeks never knew its name. They called it Tartessos. The Romans called it Tarshish. But the people who lived here called it something else, something they took with them. By 500 BC, the kingdom was gone. No war, no famine, no invasion, just silence. And in that silence, a question gnawed at historians. If Tartessos was so wealthy, why did it vanish? The answer doesn't lie in what the ruins contain. It lies in what they don't. Most ancient cities leave behind broken pottery and rusted weapons. Tartessos left behind almost nothing. No mass graves, no burned buildings, just empty streets. But the few artifacts that were left behind weren't discarded. They were placed. A single gold earring buried beneath a temple foundation, a child's toy hidden in a palace wall. A bronze dagger left at the center of a plaza. These weren't lost items, they were messages. Then there's the river, the one every ruin points toward. Geologists say it wasn't a natural disaster. The water didn't vanish, it was diverted. Someone had dug canals, rerouting the river miles away, and they'd done it before the kingdom collapsed. The question is why? Here's the theory. Tartessos didn't fall, it chose to disappear. The last generation knew something was coming, maybe a drought, maybe an invasion, or maybe something they couldn't name, so they erased their own future. They buried their gold. They diverted their rivers. They left behind just enough clues to taunt the future. And then they walked away with quiet determination. But here's the twist. The bronze plaque wasn't just a map. It was a test, a message. If you're clever enough to find us, you're clever enough to keep our secret. That's what keeps historians awake at night. One symbol on that plaque has never been deciphered, a spiral carved into the bronze. It appears nowhere else in ancient script. No one knows what it means. Some say it's a warning. Others believe it's a key. A few claim it's a countdown. But the real mystery? The plaque wasn't the only one. 3 more have surfaced. Each one leads to a different part of the kingdom. Each one ends with the same spiral. And each one was buried in a place that was recently underwater. The river didn't just dry up, it was moved back. So what happened to Tartessos? Did they sail away to a new land? Did they sink into the earth? Or did they simply vanish? One thing is certain, the kingdom that hid its own death left behind a riddle no one has solved. And if you follow the clues, you'll find the spiral, waiting. Search for Tartessos' bronze plaque, one symbol on it still makes historians argue.